The arch is now moldering into ruins, and the imagery almost erased by the lapse of 50 generations. Beyond this obscure monument of Hebrew desolation is seen the tomb of the destroyer's family. Now, a mountain of ruins. The Flavian amphitheater has become a habitation for owls and dragons. The power of whose possession it was once the type, and of whose departure it is now the emblem, is become a dream.
Forgive me.
And a
You've
memory.
been to Titus's Arch?
Yes, have you?
I was on my way there before stopping by this castle at the request of the Queen. Aren't you Percy Shelley?
Yes. Yes, I am. And what is your name,
Samuel Langhorne Clemens. I'm an aspiring writer myself.
sir? From the States?
Yep, but right now I live in Elmira, New York, upstate. It's a nice place. I've got a nice little riding cabin.
So what brings you to Europe?
I'm backpacking through Europe, chronicling my great pleasure excursion on the way to the Holy Land.
How do you like traveling?
I like it. Most of my fellow Americans could certainly benefit from traveling now and then.
Yeah?
Yeah! Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. As many of our people could certainly benefit from getting out of their house. Get your crack out of the sack. Its broad, wholesome, and charitable views of men can be found and acquired by leaving your home, not vegetating in one's little corner of the earth all one's lifetime.
Poor man in that next cell. I mean, it sucks that his rights all depend on the whims of the king and the queen.
Wait, did you mention the king?
Yeah? Why?
The king is dead!
So that's why all the journalists were released from the dungeon.
Yes, Her Majesty the Queen is in charge right now, and she freed them.
And yet, no such mercy has been extended to us.
Or the good Rabbi Frankenstein.
Are you Jewish?
Born and raised Christian. I don't really know what I am now, but I do have a huge respect for the Jewish people.
So do I.
I admire them most for their survival. Do you know? Do you realize that the Jewish people constitute of just 1% of the human race? You would suggest to maybe a nebulous dim puff of stardust lost in the blaze of the Milky Way.
Really? Only 1%?
Yes, statistically the Jewish ought hardly to be heard of, but that is not the case. They are of prominent importance on this planet as a whole people. Not only commercial importance, but of huge contributions in literature, science, art, music, comedy, medicine, finance, and the list goes on and on. Abstruse learning are always also way out of proportion to the weakness of his numbers. The Jewish people have made marvelous fight in this world, in all the ages, and they've done it with their hands tied behind their backs.
What?
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing.
You two go.
We weren't. We weren't.
I love this paper. There's a picture of a topless woman on page 3. God bless those wonderful journalists. I am summoned.
Good news, dear. You're gonna be released.
Thank you. But how did you get the Queen to change her mind?
Maybe we should talk about that later.
Why?
I don't think you're gonna like the idea that your son and I came up with.
What did you two do?
Well, it was more your son's idea.
Okay. Spill.
We told the Queen that we had a plan for how to stop the Golem's rampage.
Oh, no.
See, Zeke thinks that we should make a female companion for the Golem.
Well, of course he does. He's a horny teenager. All he thinks about is sex.
But it was the golem being rejected by a woman that led to its going on a rampage in the first place.
So, a horny teenager and a horny pile of rocks. Virtually indecipherable from one another. No.
That is a very good point. Excellent observation.
Thank you.
Okay, Miriam. As soon as I get out of here, we're making a golem.
Zeke also suggested another male golem for some reason.
That doesn't seem to make sense.
No. It really doesn't, does it? Oh well.
Miriam, thank you for being there for me and always having the ideas.
Have you all ever wondered what the future of your people is?
Excuse me, what?
You keep having to worry about staying in the good graces of these elitist, inbred idiot royals who are always threatening to expel you from the
And
land.
yet, we persevere.
Forgive me, being that I'm not Jewish, even though I'm not Christian, I still, having been born to a Christian household, have privilege in this kingdom. A privilege that many do not, and I must always keep that in mind, as should all people who, like me, were born into Christian households or households that were perceived by mainstream society to... mainstream! Perhaps that is a better way to label the privilege that I and the rest of the similarly privileged perceived majority of the population benefit from when discussing such issues as...
Sorry,
the
young
fate of the...
man, but 600,000 Israelites crossed the Red Sea in less time than whatever you were beginning to say there.
600,000 men.
What?
600,000 men. Plus the women and children. Oh, and the lives.
Okay.
I just think that you should acknowledge your own privilege here. The men Moses leads across the Red Sea and get a nice set number for the generations. Meanwhile, the women and children, yeah, we get lumped in with the livestock.
You're right.
Of course I am.
A few months ago, I was going through Rome, and I stopped at the Arch of Titus. It was built to glorify Rome's conquering of Judea, depicting the sack of Jerusalem and the stealing of the menorah from the Holy Temple.
They wanted to erase us from history. It's as if we never existed.
But they failed. I don't believe in a higher power, really, but it would seem almost inevitable, as if the universe had a plan for your people to one day return to the land of promise and to reestablish there the ancient free republic of the Jewish people, according to the Mosaic law, and rebuilding the city and the temple.
Young man, it is our faith that makes us Jewish, not the land from which we came.
No offense, ma'am. He does have a point. Imagine if there were a place, an official homeland for you to be safe in and not at the whims of Gentiles or whoever screwing with you.
Oh, and are you Jewish?
No.
Figured as much.
We were banished by the will of God, and the land will be ours again, but not until the coming of the Messiah. Although it's been 6,000 years since we were promised a Messiah.
Patience, my love. Patience.
Huh, you're not patient if I don't take out the garbage right away when you ask.
That's different.
Good news, Rabbi. You're a free man.
Free for now.
Pardon?
Mr. Shelley and I were discussing things earlier.
People are always facing governments banning you from owning land, threatening to banish and exile you, all because of your religious faith.
Really? I had no idea.
So yes, you have been freed for now. But what about tomorrow? What about the next day?
Or the day after that. Or the day after
Or
that.
the day after that? Or 2 weeks from now? What about a month? A year? 2 years? A decade?
You know, I think it's getting redundant now.
Percy Shelley, I've always done my best to provide for my family and for my community.
Yes. But planning for the future.
Mr. Shelley, you did not let me finish.
Sorry.
I have always believed in planning for the future. There's an ancient Greek proverb that goes, a society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they will never sit in. So I will take in consideration what you have said today, but I also have to think realistically about the here and now.
Yes, sir.
Be good, my friend.
Good old Frankenstein. Wish him the best. The Egyptians, Babylonians, and Persians rose, filled the planets with sound and splendor, and then they faded to dream stuff and passed away. Followed by the Greeks and the Romans, and despite them all making a vast noise, they're all gone now. But their noise has faded too. They burned out, and they sit in twilight now, or have vanished completely. The Jew saw them all and beat them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decadence, no infirmities of age, no weakening of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert and aggressive mind. All things are mortal but the Jew. All forces pass, but he remains. What is the secret of his immortality? Samuel Clemens. Wait, I think I need something with a little bit more pizzazz.
Percy!
What?
Mark Twain. That's right.
Good news!
Mark
The Queen has decided to release you from the dungeon.
What, really? Wow, how?
The Duchess of Lunacy was having a bout of hysteria. The Queen was beside herself, not knowing what to do.
So I made one of those pelvic wands I like to make during my spare time.
Spare time? My dear sister, all you have is spare time.
Shut up! Anyway, the Queen saw what the pelvic wand did for the Duchess of Lunacy, and I agreed to make her one as well if she agreed to free
That is
you.
both wonderful yet disturbing at the same time.
What are you laughing
I
at?
didn't actually make one for the Queen. I just gave her your old pelvic wand.
Claire!
You have Percy. What would you want with a pelvic wand?
Well, as long as we're being frank, I never use the damn thing.
What? After I made it for you last Christmas?
Especially after you made it for me.
But people are always saying handmade gifts are the best, the sentimental value.
Seriously, Percy, can you believe
Oh!
her? What are you doing?
No offense, but I think you know darn well what he's doing.
Playing with your pipe.
Claire and me bickering is really turning you on like that?
It's the bickering and the thought of you two with pelvic wands.
You know what? Maybe you can spend one more night down here in the dungeon.
Yeah, sicko.
Oh, excuse me. Can I get placed into a different cell, please? I can't write with this.
Zeke, the golem's still out there?
Yeah, he's actually trying to peek in here to watch.
So, you told him that we're making him a bride, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Zeke, can you go get it?
Dad, it's Helios, the Greek sun god.
My Kabbalah for Gentiles class got moved to every other Wednesday.
No, Rabbi, I'm not here for that. I'm in need of some advice.
So, the rabbi is busy. Isn't there someone else you can talk to? The high priest or something?
Well, no. See, me being a god, I'm supposed to have all the answers as far as the high priests are concerned. But this is a family matter.
Fine. Then, can't you talk to, oh, I don't know, your father or something?
No. Dad's kind of imprisoned in the bowels of Earth for eternity.
Dude, that's dope.
Dope?
Yeah, I mean, despite your being a god and all, you have some serious street cred there.
Zeke, go to your room.
But nothing. You heard your father.
Kids.
Yeah, that's what I need to talk to you about.
But Dad, that's not fair.
My son, Phaethon.
Phaethon is your son? But he goes to school with our Zeke.
That's because his mother is
I
wrong.
knew it. I knew she was no virgin.
What?
Well, she's always telling people Phaethon was a virgin birth. And I just knew that
Miriam,
that wasn't the case.
Maybe you should go to your room too now.
But we need to finish our arts and crafts project tonight.
Fine, fine. You can stay. Just be quiet. Make some attempt at it anyway.
I made some mistakes, but I've always wanted to be a good father. I pay child support.
But did you marry the boy's mother?
Well, no.
So today at school, nobody believed me when I said who my dad was. And I said I'd prove it.
Prove it how?
He wants to drive my chariot tomorrow, carrying the sun around the world.
That's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Why not just have you show up bringing the chariot and the sun to show and tell? It's show and tell at school tomorrow, dear. And by the by, can Zeke bring your painting of the dogs playing polka?
Miriam!
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I will be as quiet as a mouse.
Yes, I can believe you can be quiet as that.
You could drive my chariot when you're older, but my horses, they spook easily.
So?
If my horses, since the one driving the chariot is inexperienced, then they might panic and go out of control. The sun would get too close to the earth. The sun would be like brimstone, and the sky would drip with blood.
You're just making shit up.
No, I'm not.
You're exaggerating. Like the sky will drip with blood. Like, seriously, man.
Yes, like seriously.
Joseph's parents let him drive their horse and buggy everywhere unsupervised.
And if Joseph's parents let him jump off a cliff, would you jump off one too?
Like a TikTok jumping off the cliff challenge? Hell yeah! One of my friends went totally viral doing that. He's dead now, but he's a legend.
I was going to say that sometimes you have to let your children make mistakes. However, in light of everything I just heard...
Please, Dad, please! Let me drive your chariot across the sky tomorrow. You could use the day off. When was the last time you took a day off?
I said no.
But Dad! That's not fair!
This is why my Uncle Kronos used to eat his young.
Remind me next time I get upset with Zeke that he's nowhere near that horrid.
Okay. You got yourself a deal there.
Wait,
What is it?
what happens if the golem and his bride have children?
I don't know.
Look how big our golem has gotten and how out of control.
But he's calm now. The prospect of getting some tail has subdued him.
Yes, for now. But
what?
Remember the story of the Tower of Babel?
Yeah.
God punished mankind for being too ambitious, too arrogant. He jumbled all languages so we wouldn't be able to communicate. See what I am saying here?
No.
By creating life, making that golem out there, we were playing God.
But we were doing it to protect our community.
We chose to do that instead of placing our trust in our Holy Father.
Our mother. God could be a
This
woman.
is not the time for this debate
You
again.
say that every time we have this debate.
Stop, Miriam. We need to think about the future.
You don't finish his bride, we have no future. The golem will storm the kingdom again, and you'll be thrown in jail, and the rest of us could be exiled again.
But if we had a homeland we could
You
flee to,
wouldn't be able to flee anywhere. You'll be in that dungeon again.
but our son and his children, and their children after that.
What?
We were foolish to build that golem. It was overly ambitious. We should never have played God.
Okay. We were wrong. We will never do it again. After we finish the bride. After that, I promise we will not.
No bride. Not now, not ever.
What have you done? What have you done?
What has happened?
Your father's totally lost his mind. That is what happened.
Dad, where's Mom going?
I don't know. I don't know where any of us is going now.
Is it okay if I come in right now?
I'm sorry, but wait, Florian? Florian, is that you? What the hell are you wearing?
A disguise. Walked right past all the guards and courtiers. Nobody recognized me.
That's absurd.
Even you weren't sure it was me at first.
I knew it was you. I was just playing.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Fine. You were playing then.
Anyway, I thought you were locked up in the dungeon.
No. Mom released me as soon as Dad died and she ascended the throne.
Thought I had to be a male heir. I thought you were the next in line.
Mom says I'm not ready.
So what happens now?
She might stay in power, she might not. I know I have uncles and cousins all vying for the throne.
That's cool.
It really isn't.
Oh, sorry.
They all would rather see me dead. That's how they'd get the throne. I can always abdicate, though.
What happens to her then? Wouldn't they want to kill her too?
What for? If they take the throne and marry her as well, they have a far greater claim to it.
So, your uncles and cousins are all going to be fighting for your mother's hand in matrimony?
See? Now that's cool.
That's gross.
Doesn't matter. All I know is I have no interest in courtly life anymore.
No?
No.
What do you want?
To be close to you. Always. I want you to be the last person I see every night and the first person I see every morning.
I want that too,
But what?
Something feels almost apocalyptic tonight.
An ending can be a beginning.
Florian,
Please, don't call me that.
Pardon?
Florian is the name of the prince and future king of Transylvania. I wish not to be him.
What do you wish then?
I wish to be yours.
What shall I call you then?
Whatever you wish to call me, that is the name I shall go by. And if you decide you tire of that name, you can then change the name. And I will go by that one instead.
I love you, but this is so much. I can't.
Be with me. Please. Please, please. I am nothing. I am nobody without you.
I wish I could do this, but I...
Sorry again, Mr. Shelley, for that brief imprisonment thing.
No problem.
This has been a wonderful visit. I would love it if you all stopped by on your way back home after meeting with Lord
And
Byron.
I hope you do read and like the Bible I gave you as a token of my esteem and affection.
Yes, a very thoughtful gift. The Jefferson Bible. I did begin reading it last night. I am quite confused by the absence of God from the narrative, but I will soldier through and give it a chance.
Atta girl.
I also had no idea that Jesus spoke so much about the unwashed. I don't remember that being a focal point when I was taught how to use the Bible to better subjugate my people.
Helios, the Greek god of the sun.
Oh,
man.
yes. I've seen you in many paintings. I almost didn't recognize you with your clothes on.
Yes, Your Majesty, I get that a lot.
What brings you here today?
I was wondering if anyone has seen my son. He's disappeared with my chariot, my horses, and quite frankly, with the sun as well.
Whose son?
The son.
The son of whom?
Your Majesty, Dr. Claude Pretorius is here to see you.
Wonderful. Show him in.
Why are you in need of a doctor? If you're having another bout of hysteria, I can make you another pelvic wand.
Don't even think about it.
I felt it was barbaric when my husband locked my son in the dungeon, as if he was a common criminal.
Yes, that was abhorrent, what your husband did there.
Yes, 'twas. But that doesn't change the fact that the prince has a major defect. A defect that must be repaired. And Helios, I am sure Dr. Pretorius can help you with your wayward son and whoever's son he has abducted in your chariot.
Excuse me?
Where's the sodomite?
We don't know. He has disappeared.
No surprise. He's probably out in the woods, bonding with nature.
Bonding with nature?
Yes. He could very well at this moment be procreating with a wild boar or with a swan.
Oh, my cousin did it with a swan once.
Dear Lord. So this type of thing runs in your family then?
Well, he's both my cousin and my nephew.
That is just disgusting.
Why are we still here?
Miss Queenly Person, you hired a doctor to cure your son's homosexuality?
Well, no need to be that crass and vulgar, but yes. Yes, I did.
So, Dr. Pretorius, you believe you can cure that? How? I could do a small demonstration now. I need a volunteer.
Me! Pick me!
You! Okay, Doc. Now bend over my knee. Normally he would be naked doing this in a private, but this is merely the first step.
Why would he have to be naked?
It's a science thing. Don't worry your pretty little head. How dare you speak to my fiancé like that? Quiet, you. Most of these wayward boys are homosexual because they lacked a strong father figure.
Brother.
You must thank me each time I do this. Call me sir and ask me to do it again. Thank you, sir. Please do it again, sir. After about 20 spanks, it's time for the degenerate to spit shine my shoes. I am not spit shining your shoes, Doc. Don't be ridiculous. I wasn't going to ask you to. But this machine here is my baby. I won't bore you all with what the rest of the session entails. Too scientific and boring for the general populace.
Try it.
Well, perhaps the out-of-control woman could benefit from my baby here.
What does the baby do?
Electric shock.
So you plan to strip and spank Prince Florian?
Amongst other things, yes.
And then give him electric shock treatment?
Naturally.
Why?
So he will forget everything that happened during our session. Silly goose. I swear you belittle her one more time, you fucking quack! And I'll...
Or you'll what? Write a weepy little poem?
Percy, calm down. I like this wilder side of you, but not now. Not now.
Okay, you're right, Mary. You're right. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
So, doctor, the need to erase the patient's memory?
Oh, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm not erasing his memory completely. Just the memory of the session. The point is to cure him of his homosexuality. If he remembers the session, he remembers he is homosexually inclined. He doesn't remember the session. He sees himself as normal and can go about a normal life.
Isn't the man a genius?
Yes, mad genius.
Look what I found sneaking about the castle.
Phaeton.
Your son,
Yes?
young man? You had your father quite upset.
Sorry.
Sorry? You think sorry fixes everything?
Where's my chariot? And the sun.
Again, whose son are we speaking of?
I am his son. Phaeton.
I know that. I mean, whose son did you run off with this morning?
His.
His son. There's another one. So you just ran off with your brother?
Oh, brothers. Tell me, are you twins? Mary, may I now?
Yes, dear.
Guard! Guard! Arrest that out-of-control poet. Arrest him immediately.
Not so fast, Mother.
Florian, where have you been?
I'd like you to meet Selene, the goddess of the moon.
And that young man with you?
He is to be my favorite at court. And anyone who says anything snide or even looks at him funny will face my wrath and my fury.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to be burned at the stake?
Seriously? On what grounds? That you think I'm making fun of your favorite? You can't even prove that.
Besides, As long as you are a mere prince, it is up to me, and me alone, who your favorite can be.
This has nothing to do with my favorite right now.
No.
As I was saying before, meet Celine.
The goddess of the moon. And you won't believe the shenanigans I witnessed as I was rising at dusk a week or so ago.
Oh, shit.
Look familiar, Mother?
Oh my. But we do have our little secrets, don't we?
It can't be.
The bottle containing the poison you poured into Father's ear.
I can explain. I can explain.
Guard.
Oh, shit, that's me, isn't it? Damn budget cuts. Yes, Your Majesty.
Have my mother and her vile maid thrown in the dungeon.
Okay, wait. Where is my chariot and the sun?
Helios, don't worry. Theathan only got about halfway down the block before he was pulled over by Hermes. So, your chariot and your horses and the sun are all parked sitting in your garage.
I'm sorry, Dad.
You're grounded.
No, not fair.
Wait, how have none of us noticed there's been no sun in the sky today?
Sorry, Esler.
The volcanic ash, remember? This is the year without a summer.
Right.
You might want to pray you always stay pretty.
Wow, she thinks I'm pretty.
You are.
Mary, King Florian's reign isn't going to be that long, is it?
Claire.
Rabbi Frankenstein, what's wrong?
My wife!
Mom, what happened to
The
her?
golem scooped her up into his massive hands and he ran off with her.
What?
He called her his bride.
Helios, can you get in your chariot and help lead us to the
Well,
golem?
according to the terms of my contract with the Olympians, not to mention the Titan union rules and regulations.
Seriously?
I'm just messing with you. Of course I can.
Excellent. Men, to the woods. We have a golem to stop.
We may not have to go too far to find them after all.
Up all my cares and woes.
There! There they are.
Swinging low. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. Oh, those hard luck stories, they all hand me. So make my bed and light the lights. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye-bye.
Mom, you got the golem to calm down.
Yes. Yes, I did. No thanks to you men.
And I hate to point this out, but you can't stay with the golem forever.
And why not?
Oh, what the neighbors think.
Our son is prancing around with Princess Florian over there, and you're worried about what the neighbors are going to think about me with this big hunk of rock? Oh, please. I've known about you two for a while now.
What? What are you all talking about?
Dad, I don't think now is really the time.
Yeah, really. What happened if something spooks or upsets that golem?
Right. All right, men. We must think.
What if we rounded up all the cannons and fired upon?
He could drop my wife and kill her. I don't think that's a great idea.
Besides, we saw him half the size he is now fight off an entire invading army.
What if my uncle cousin Zeus were to strike it with his mighty thunderbolt?
My grandfather told me about a golem that grew bigger and stronger when it was hit by lightning.
Well, guess that rules out thunder and lightning.
Maybe Celine can crash the moon into the golem and reduce it to rubble.
The moon crashing into something on Earth?
That would destroy life as we all know it. Pray that you always stay pretty.
Aw, Dad, you think I'm pretty?
Can we all focus?
Ooh, what a pretty amulet.
The golem's been reduced to rubble.
Naturally.
So you planned this all along?
Well, not all along. Just after you destroyed the bride.
Wow.
It was almost comical the way all of you men were brainstorming. All of your plots and schemes involving escalating the situation and upsetting the golem. I figured he would be vulnerable if I placated him, lulled him into a state of rest, and then I would have access to the amulet, the thing that gave him life.
Yes, I know. Women are scary.
You are an amazing woman.
Let's go home.
But first, I think we should all bow our heads in prayer and remember the golem for the good things he did.
Yes, he did save my people from being banished.
And he saved my kingdom from the invading Ottomans.
He is not dead, he doth not sleep. He hath awakened from the dream of life.
'Tis we, who lost in stormy visions, keep with phantoms an unprofitable strife, and in mad trance strike with our spirit's knife. Invulnerable nothings, we decay like corpses in a charnel. Fear and grief convulse us and consume us day by day.
And cold hopes swarm like worms within our living clay.
We shall build a monument to the golem to honor him.
Yes, that sounds good.
Let's go home now.
Yes, let's.
Well, all's well that ends well. Goodbye, guys.
Phaethon.
Well, I guess I gotta head out now because I'm grounded.
Well, Your Majesty, congratulations. Your first day as king, and the golem was stopped.
Yeah, but not my accomplishment.
It totally was. You were so brave. You were so hot, so forceful.
Was I?
Yes.
I'm forceful?
Yes. Totally.
Okay, go up to my room and get naked.
Yes, sire.
Now. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for your visit. I really am going to miss the three of you.
We'll miss you as well.
It's been, well, it's been...
Inspiring.
Inspiring? Are you sure that's the word you're looking for?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. I might say eye-opening, interesting, but inspiring.
You and Claire have no idea.
Claire, what is your sister up to?
Zeke, what are you doing?
I kinda was thinking.
Thinking what?
It might be fun if we did it on your throne.
That is so improper. So disgusting.
I know.
What if somebody walked in and saw us?
That could be hot.
Oh, yes, I concur. You naughty little devil, you. Oh, Dr. Pretorius.
You know who I am?
Yes. So, off the record.
Yes.
You want to join us for some fun?
I thought you two would never.
Can you go get your machine?
Yes, sure. But who's getting electric shock treatment tonight?
We can play rock, paper, scissors and see who gets that.
Oh, yes. That seems most wise.
Or better yet, we'll toss a coin. Heads Dr. Pretorius, you get zapped. Tails Zeke gets zapped.
Florian, why do I get zapped and not you?
Because I'm the king.
Damn it.
Hot diggity! I do love a good game of chance.
I don't know if I want to get electrocuted tonight.
You really think I would let that happen? It's a two-headed coin.
Oh my god.
That dirty old perv is going to totally get what's coming to him
We
tonight.
do make a good team, don't we?
We sure do. We sure do. Now, lose the sheep.